Hi everybody, and welcome back to Mario and Luigi, Bowser's Inside Story. Today we are tackling Bowser's lungs. Remember last time he inhaled the Dark Star, and now we have to go and find it.
It's a bit chilly in there.
Yep, we are immediately introduced to our gimmick for the dungeon. That will be freezing and thawing. Just like way back in the Pump Works, you can move Bowser towards and away from Midbus's chilling exhalations. It's a little weirder than the water, but it cures Bowser's heartburn anyway.
It freezes all the liquid in his body, which is probably not a good thing.
Well, I'm concerned already that he's got so much water in his lungs. That's called pneumonia. So, Bowser is dying and urgently needs medical attention.
It's the prequel to Dr. Mario.
Yes. The doctoring you're doing is actually on Bowser.
This is actually the training that Mario took in order to become Dr. Mario.
So he's intern Mario right now. We got our first enemy, the Aircheap. In case you were wondering why Fawful was so obsessed with the Dark Star, they share a bit of companionship in that they love making over enemies in their image.
Every enemy will just have Dark Stars now.
It's great big facial tattoos, like they're in the Kiss Army or something.
Yep, it's the very own Dark Star gang.
The Aircheaps have two attacks. The first, they jump up and drop down on one of the brothers. They just kind of gotta mentally line it up. You can counter with the hammer, but they will try and air puff to fake you out. But there is enough time for a second swing, so it's not that hard. Their other attack is they will inflate and roll towards you. What the game wants you to do is hit the cork so they get deflated, bounce all over the place in a comical manner, then end up deflated on the ground. What you actually want to do is miss the cork, because you can just continually pound them into submission and the fight before it even starts. And of course, ice physics.
Yay, sliding block puzzles! Except it's only in 2D, so it's not actually that difficult.
2D head-on. Top-down 2D would be as annoying as hell.
Yeah, true.
They can go left and right.
Side-scrolling, I guess is what I meant.
They're not difficult, it's more just align them. The other kind of gimmick for the area is that all the switches are frozen, so you have to be thawed to pop them, hit them. At this point in the game, pretty much every enemy attack has the potential to dizzy you or knock you over.
Or just do tons of damage.
Right.
Or all of the above.
Bowser's next serious medical issue is that his flame pipe is diverted into his lungs as well.
Maybe that's how it works, you don't know.
Oh. That's actually a good point.
If he breathes fire, then it must be close to his lungs at least.
Well, then we probably shouldn't have done that.
Nope. Bowser's lost the breathing fire ability. No!
I'll go find a lighter for him to inhale. Restart his pilot light.
All of Bowser's battles, instead of controlling Bowser directly, should have you run Mario and Luigi around in his body in order to activate all of the attacks.
Oh my god, that would be amazing. It's like Rocket Slime, except Mario.
Yup, Rocket Bowser.
So the strategy, of course, would be to go to Bowser's face and launch yourself over to your enemy and sabotage them from the inside.
Yes, biological warfare.
Screw this game, I want to play that. And our next little dungeon gimmick is these things. Fill with water, you freeze them, and then you dump the ice block out and shove it whichever way you want to go. The trick with them is whichever side of the box you're on, when you hit it, you walk to that side, and with the ice physics it is kind of difficult to jump over the blocks. So you want to plan ahead a little bit. It's pretty much just a slightly more complicated bone thwomp.
Wonder why he has these little pockets of bone just kind of floating there. I wouldn't think filling them with water would really be that great.
Well, it's clear that Bowser exists only on a perfectly two-dimensional plane, otherwise the water would leak out the sides.
Or maybe there's just a wall on either side that we're like looking through one of them.
I like the idea that we're existing in just a very thin slice of Bowser. Somewhere at Nintendo headquarters, they took an MRI of him and decided that's what will set this game. Oh hey, we found the Dark Star. Don't eat that. That's not food.
Now Bowser's just gonna disappear. He's just gonna unravel himself.
That or he'll evolve somehow. He's now got a forced genetic mutation.
Maybe. Mutant Bowser?
Between the icy platforms and the bone thwomps in his little pockets, I think he's already mutated. But we do know he is capable of breeding, so it can't be that bad.
Well, that didn't work.
No. Either the Dark Star didn't see us or didn't care.
You're beneath it.
Not good enough for him to fight yet.
So I guess that particular strand of DNA was the arms piece.
That does, again, raise another biological question, of which we've probably asked way too many. In that, are we that small, or is Bowser's DNA huge?
Well, Bowser's a little bigger, but you have to be shrunk down. But yeah, DNA would be, like, molecular. He probably just has really, really huge, crazy Bowser DNA.
Chromosomes the size of trucks.
Yes.
This is the Stonk. I'm not making that up, the enemy is actually called the Stonk.
It's just a giant cloud of, like, dark star fart gas.
Which again has been custom branded. Again, 2 attacks. Everything seems to have 2 attacks. Either go into that cloud and you have to play a little memory game with your hammer, or it'll lay out a pattern of poison gas on the ground, and you are forced to jump over it. In my test run, I got nothing but the single line slightly tilted towards Mario, but there are a bunch more patterns. It could be a straight line, tilted the other way, or you can get one on top of the other where you have to jump early to not hit the second one. Luigi seems... he's a little too at peace.
Yeah.
Clinging to Mario's buttocks.
Yup. Pretty sure it's supposed to be like his elbow there, but it just looks like he's grabbing his butt.
In case you didn't feel like reading what the Globin said, you just jump into these things and have Bowser refreeze everything to drop down. Come over here, though. Wait through this slight delay. And kill another Stonk.
It's like making a kissy face at you.
Wait, it's Lumpy Space Princess.
Oh no. The worst enemy.
The Dark Star comes from Lumpy Space.
You heard it here first. It's canon.
That was the Kingware. It is worse in every way than the Starware we purchased for mad stacks of coins. No, it's like deviation. I'll be getting the beans as we go through this level. There's only 8 of them and they're all directly in the way. I'm trying to get off of these things.
It's really hard.
You can't freeze things unless you're standing on solid ground. Got to that spot and I'm like, screw it. I'll come back for this mandatory switch.
You have to get all the fat cash first.
I'm getting most of the boxes. Anything I skip, assume it's probably coins at most.
Maybe like a mushroom or something.
Or syrup jar.
Yeah.
A little worried though. Last time we let Mario run off on his own, he got kidnapped by sentient socks. Alright. Everyone do the I just missed the moving platform dance. Technique well known to gamers everywhere. I don't see Luigi in that shot. It's got me a little concerned. It's actually just right there.
Wonder if you can jump Mario into the squishy things when he's shrunk and have Luigi grab onto him
Oh, I should have tried that.
while shrunk.
I might go back and try that, see if it's worth anything.
Also, I wonder if Luigi can jump in first and have Mario cling to him.
I don't think so. Because I remember trying to get both of them to jump in at the same time and it just wouldn't work. And I think Luigi got in a couple times. We found the Dark Star again.
It's stealing more DNA.
I do like the first time they don't go, oh, it's absorbed the DNA and it's getting Bowser powers. So they at least let you figure it out on your own at first. I mean, if this was modern Nintendo, it would probably handhold you and then possibly play the whole section for you as well. Here, whatever console comes after the Wii U, it's just going to be a DVD player.
What is even going on?
Well, the Dark Star can breathe dark fire now.
I hope whatever that was wasn't important.
It's just kind of an extra sticky out bit.
You'd think more of Bowser would be flame retardant.
Of course, now they just totally dump it on you that, yes, the Dark Star is absorbing all of Bowser's powers.
So you'd better go get it.
These little pink blocks here are just shortcuts back. But I don't miss anything important.
I do appreciate games that give you good shortcuts so that if you want to go back and collect things, you don't have to, like, do the entire level over again.
This game is fairly good, if not a little spotty about it. It's very easy to get back to some areas, but others are not completely closed off, but quite a slog. Especially in this endgame, if I want to walk Bowser backwards, which I'm going to have to, it's going to take a little bit of time. Not a huge commitment in the grand scheme of things. I'm ignoring the Liftoglobin. He looks awesome. I hate him so much.
He's so happy that you're standing on him.
He is ecstatic to be crushed by these two chubby plumbers.
Luigi's not that chubby.
Oh, look at his sprite, his stomach's sticking out.
Yeah, the sprites in this game do kind of make them both look pretty chubby.
Oh, it's that again.
Oh.
In case you couldn't tell, I am annoyed because they are controlled via stylus. Not a huge deal right here. In a short amount of time, it will be a very huge, annoying deal. The worst part, of course, just having to switch back between the mouse and the controller.
Yeah.
I am recording this with a PS4 controller now. I don't know if I mentioned that.
Ooh.
Yeah, it makes a really good computer controller.
Now when it tells you to press A and B, you're not even pressing buttons with the same letters or colors.
That actually helps a little bit.
The fact that they're totally unrelated instead of just wrong.
Yeah. These are air napses. They are recolors of the napses from way back earlier. Their moves are exactly the same. They might be a little faster, but not damagingly so.
They're just beefier.
Yeah, more health, more attack power. Considering it's an RPG, this game is actually pretty good about not throwing too many recolors at you.
Yeah, there's a few here and there, but they usually try to throw in some new enemies.
I can only think of 3 or 4 off the top of my head. These guys, the moles, the mech awfuls.
Right.
Those are at least... They look similar, but they're very different. Attack-wise.
Yeah, there's definitely some games where, like, there'll just be entire dungeons that are strictly recolors of other enemies.
How many versions of squirrels do you fight in Final Fantasy VI?
The Tales games do that a lot too. They'll just have different colors of, like, wolves or something.
Not having colors, just shaded slightly different. Compared to Final Fantasy or Tales game, this game is really short.
Yeah.
Though, I like it. Doesn't outstay its welcome.
Yep, the Nintendo RPGs tend to be a bit shorter, but they're very different and very good. They tend to play on more on, like, the platforming aspect a little bit, and just happen to have turn-based battles.
We're actually nearing the end of this video, so before we finish, of course, I made a mistake in the last video, and I was dutifully corrected, which I do appreciate in the thread. Carbon dioxide, the user, not the compound, pointed out that you get the bonus rank at level 40, not 50. Bowser gets final boss rank, and he gets fangs that let him do the same attack twice every turn.
Which is really good.
Except you're level 40, which is absurdly over-leveled for this game. It is not necessary in the least. I don't even think you need it for fighting the hardest boss, especially for Bowser, because he doesn't get any bonus bosses. I might get up to 40, it won't actually be that hard. Enemies in this area give a decent amount of experience. I'll have a crack at the bonus boss, and if it's difficult, then I will power level. Or cheat. Cheating is also an option.
You can cheat to power level.
Or just put in a Game Shark code and... Hey, I'm level max. Whatever that is.
Do Game Shark codes still exist?
Apparently, it's built into the emulator. This section's fairly easy, just kind of slide things around. The one danger is Luigi is actually a little taller than Mario in-game. So if you slide up from underneath and hit a box with Mario, there's a decent chance if you go to the right that Luigi will just get scraped off and you'll have to start over again.
But you did it!
I did it! Join us for part 2 of episode 24, as we finish the Airway and confront the Dark Star.